to Good Morning Football. It is National iPod Day, guys. And a little music. What was something that you guys listened to over and over? Your first song, maybe, that you remember from that? I think it was the entire Counting Crows anthology.
Oh, so good, right? I used to listen to the Rocky IV soundtrack, just running up the mountain. I used to work out to it, in Studio City. It's nothing like it. It's incredible. O'Hara, you had the same thing, right?
I had a training playlist, and it was Rocky. It was the entire soundtrack. One of my proudest moments the other day on the way to school, my son Jack goes, "Daddy, can you play Eye of the Tiger?"
Yes!
Like, yes, of course. Let's go into school. Let's rock it out.
Coldplay Clocks.
Oh, so good. Yes, Coldplay Clocks is so good.
Did you like Stained?
So it's both perfect, Peter. It's just perfect.
Will Selva out in the newsroom in Culver City, and the Killers, of course. Take it away, Will.
You know, my son, by the way, has karaoke Thursdays in his class. One of the songs that he sang, Eye of the Tiger. That is true.
Love it.
Loves
Yes.
that song.
Isn't
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly. Survivor, the best. Either way, quarterbacks Kyle Allen and Jimmy Garoppolo have much more in common than you think. They both have the two highest win percentages in the Super Bowl era among QBs with 5+ starts. Their matchup this Sunday will mark the first time since at least 1950 of opposing QBs with a career win percentage of .850 or better. Now, while Jimmy G is the unquestioned starter for San Francisco, Allen, remember, is filling in for Cam Newton as he continues to rehab from his foot injury. Allen is facing a team that is first in pass defense, the Niners boasting the #1 overall defense as well. Allen knows he's going to have his hands full against that gold rush.
Yeah, I mean, they just got a lot of dudes that can go. And I think when you look at them as a team, they're holding offenses to limited plays in games. So they've held offenses like 48, 50 plays for like the last 3 or 4 games. And so when you see that, your defense isn't on the field as much, you have more energy, guys can go, and they have really good depth at the D-line too. So when guys get tired, they can spell guys and not really lose much talent up front. And so obviously Bosa has been really good for them. A lot of the guys up front have been really good. I mean, they're just kind of rolling them in there. So like I said, it's going to be a really good challenge.
Meanwhile, Lions running back Kerryon Johnson is suffering yet another injury that will cut his season short again. A knee injury forcing the team to place him on injured reserve. He suffered the injury during the first half of the loss to the Vikings. Johnson could potentially return Week 16 against the Broncos. Last season, he played only 10 games after a left knee injury. The Bears struggling to find a groove offensively this season. Chicago averaging nearly 8 points less a game compared to 2018. Quarterback Mitchell Trubisky unable to get the offense back on track in his return from injury, but the run game has been non-existent thus far, ranking 28th in the league at just 70 yards a contest. Now, wide receiver Taylor Gabriel telling reporters on Tuesday they plan to have a players-only meeting soon and that a win would be a breath of fresh air to help turn things around, which certainly would do the trick. And as we play that clip yesterday of head coach Matt Nagy saying, hey, I'm not an idiot. I know we need to run the ball. So that is going to be their focus moving forward.
Do players-only meetings work?
Only if you keep what stayed in the meeting room in there. You don't need to air it out.
First rule of Fight Club.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Will Selva. Back here in studio, let's segue that into a big deal or no big deal situation. You have your awesome Microsoft Surfaces. And as we know, things have not gone smoothly for the Bears, having lost 2 in a row. Now, the players are trying to find some answers, according to Taylor Gabriel, as you just heard. So the turmoil in Chicago, is that a big deal or a no big deal? I have a feeling this is going to be a sweep.
Yeah, everything in Chicago is a big deal right now. Anything you could bring up is a huge deal. The concern with the Bears having a players-only meeting is that it turns into a mudslinging fest where the defense screams at the offense, what the hell's wrong with you guys? Prince Amukamara was asked about that. He said, look, if it was going to be about offense versus defense, it would have been that a long time ago, which is an already incredible answer. The whole Bears franchise is based around mixing the two. Even physically in the locker room, the offense and defense's lockers are together. But yeah, it's a huge, huge deal because, guys, last week was the get-right game. They got totally smashed at home. What they need to have is they need to have a players-only meeting in the end zone. They used to have a lot of those last year, and they danced and did Motown. There's huge problems, and if they lose to the Chargers, see you later.
I also think there's narratives about head coaches, and we love the new head coach and the new hot coach, but in every head coach's life, there is the downturn or there is the doubters. And I think Sean McVay experienced it 2 weeks ago where people finally were like, now, wait a second, is McVay even that great? now Matt Nagy's getting that in the local Chicago market. And when you hear the players having to have players-only meetings, it seems almost as if there are doubts internally. I say it's a big deal, and it's not so much about the play on the field. It's what's going on there. Why are they a different mojo than last season?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Clean sweep here. Big deal. You just asked me about it. If you have to have a players' meeting, go ahead and do it, all right? But keep everything in-house. But if you have to talk about how the fact that, we're going to have one or, it's coming soon, now, to me, you're just too posturing. Players, and this is why it's a big deal for the Bears. Didn't you just play in London? Didn't you guys just spend all that time on an airplane in a remote location? Then you had a bye week. So coming off all that, we had all this time to air out whatever we needed to do, and now all of a sudden we're going to have a players-only meeting? I'm not buying it. I think the one thing they're struggling with right now is last year they led the league in takeaways. They're not getting those as much. And if the defense wants to poke holes and point fingers at the offense,
they should
guess what?
Back.
Yeah, back-to-back games, you just give up over 100 yards on the ground.
Oh, keeping it all the way real, Sean.
Monsters of the Midway got to step up.
No, I think Latavius Murray is still running right now.
Yes.
So is Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, one thing we know for sure, though, is that the margin for error, it's gone. It's very small.
Two good teams in that division.
Another dominant showing for the Patriots on Monday night. They had their 33-zip shutout win over the Jets and on the road. Worth noting, though, that their 6 opponents have a combined record of just 10-21 this season. 5 of those wins belong to
the Bills. Watch out for
baby.
Buffalo.
Big deal or no big deal, Kyle, the Patriots' lack of competition so far.
I'm going to say no big deal because they've destroyed the teams. Short of Buffalo. I'm just going to say 10 more seconds to say my piece. Watch out for Buffalo. If you go back and watch that game, if Josh Allen even plays average, they win the game and they beat the Pats. He messed himself. They have to be better. But their defense gave Brady the business.
And remember, Matt Barkley played that fourth quarter.
He almost won it.
So if you almost lose to Matt. But that said, I think no big deal because of what you said, how dominant they've been. And the numbers are really staggering. They have 18 interceptions. They've given up 1 passing touchdown. I said it yesterday on the show. I think it's the best pass defense we've ever seen in the league. And I know they haven't played the quarterbacks of a Drew Brees caliber or even a Matt Stafford going up against them yet. You know what? That's okay. They've played 7 teams that are made of multimillionaires who are paid a lot of money to play this game for a living. If you can really poke holes in who they've played, these are NFL teams. They're not playing the Sun Belt Conference. I say no big deal. They're dominating right now.
175-point differential.
It's crazy.
All right, I'm going to be the outlier right here. I'm going to go big deal because I think it does matter who you play. And when I'm saying competition, let's see. There we go. There we go.
Blair, it makes no
Blair, I got it.
I got
even
Go
understand.
for it.
Incredible
Thank you. I need a van.
Really worth it having the.
There you go,
Here's why it's a big deal. It's not about the teams and the defense they're playing, but when you look at the quarterbacks, when you play the New England Patriots, everybody says, how do you beat them? Oh, yeah, we got to get pressure on Brady, all that stuff. No, you know what you got to do? Not turn the ball over. Or when you look at all these quarterbacks that they played, Falk, Darnold, we saw him do it. Daniel Jones did it. You got to give Tom Brady more opportunities. You're going to get the football up. That's what all these quarterbacks have done. They've got 22 takeaways defensively through 7 games.
They're not squeaking by teams, people.
Is why they are where they are.
Thursday night's matchup in Minnesota will give Kirk Cousins his first chance to play against the team. You're welcome, buddy.
Glare or no glare?
The Washington Redskins.
Blinded by the lights.
Deal or no big deal. Kirk Cousins having a chance for revenge. Sweet revenge against a former squad.
I'm going to say no big deal. And listen, Kirk Cousins came out this week. Oh, sorry.
Nice plug.
Kirk Cousins came out this week, and he said, look, this is the team that took a chance on me. They paid me a bunch of money. They stuck by me. I think Kirk Cousins knows what the deal is with Washington. They treated him pretty well before they finally let him go. I don't think this is one of those revenge games.
I'm saying no big deal also. I know we love the revenge game where it's like Khalil Mack is going up against his former team because they didn't want... The Redskins paid Kirk Cousins a lot of coin. They made him a very wealthy man, and it just went their separate ways. He's ended up in a better place
Much
anyway.
better for it.
I'm going to say no big deal.
All right. No shade. No shade.
Please, no glare.
I'm
Please,
going. There we go. Big deal.
No.
Big deal. I'm saying a big deal, and not just because the revenge game and all that stuff, but Kirk Cousins, this is a big deal for you. Forget about all this other stuff. You just rattled off 3 great games.
Yeah.
Now can you do it in prime time? He's not been very good in prime time.
It's a good question.
All of those other factors, yes, I agree with, but we want to see Kirk Cousins layer these things, all right?
Stay aggressive.
You're questioning him. You had to apologize. We all know that story, but now you got a chance on prime time.
Layered, not just
made
on
a
the
shirt.
surface.
He didn't have to apologize, Sean. He just did apologize.
I know, but he felt like he wanted to. Yeah.
10 touchdowns, 1 interception in the past 3 weeks.
He's leading the league in
That's
passer
the
rating
bigger
right now.
deal that he's doing that for
Believe
3
that?
weeks. We'll see how allergic he is to primetime just tomorrow night. We'll see. Upside, that went really well.
I'm so
No shade. No shade over here.
The payoff is worth it, though. It's such a good graphic.
I think it is a beautiful graphic.
Did really well on that. Which coach has the most press conference swagger?
Ooh, that